Hey everyone, we're starting a new unit today, the Civil Rights Movement. And before I turn you loose on an assignment, I thought I'd introduce this a little bit using some of the slides I have for it and just trying to talk about what we're going to cover in part one. I'm going to break it into three parts basically, three or four. We'll get this one this week, and we'll get parts 2 and 3, or we'll just call it one big part for next week and finish up after that. Again, we're only having a couple days a week, a couple hours of homework, so it won't be too much for you, I suppose. But there is a worksheet to go with this. On Classroom, I posted a worksheet that covers the first part of this, the inspirations, the moments where things start to change. Okay? We call it awakenings. All right? But I just want to go over, before we get to that, the first couple things here. What we're going to talk about, first of all, is the big ideas. What we hope to learn from this overall is, first one says, detail life for African Americans in the Jim Crow South. What was it like in the South under Jim Crow? If you remember from units in the past we've talked about Jim Crow, those laws in the South that kept blacks and whites separate. Okay. Then we're going to get into explain the significance of events like Brown versus the Board of Education on the beginning of the movement. That's the first part. Those two bullets right there will be the first part we're going to go over today and tomorrow. Then we get into describe some of the methods used by the nonviolent movement, by Martin Luther King and his followers, some of the types of civil disobedience. We'll do some terms, and we'll have a couple examples. Then we'll talk about changes that happened as a result. List some of the changes made at the state and federal levels as a result of the civil rights movement. And finally, we finish up with compare and contrast the ideas of people like Malcolm X or Black Power to those of Martin Luther King and the nonviolent movement. Things change in the middle of the movement where people begin to get frustrated, and we see a more violent version, sort of a natural reaction to the fact that things were just not right in the nation or in the South. But those are the big things we're going to cover throughout the unit the next couple weeks. What we're going to get started with today are the first two. All right. And what I have for you on Classroom is a worksheet that looks like this. Okay. Civil Rights Movement Part 1, Awakening. And it's got those 2 bullet points, and it's going to ask you to do some terms. The terms can be found either on the notes I'm going to post on Classroom or on a Quizlet link I post on Classroom. It'll all be there. Just fill them in. I want you to fill in the study guide here. Then you're going to answer a question after you watch a video that I'm going to post about this, about Jim Crow and these topics. You'll answer this question. Then you read right here, Brown versus, I don't know what just happened. You read this part here and answer this question. And there'll be a third video, or fourth possibly, about a boy named Emmett Till. It'll be a short video. You just watch what happened to Emmett Till and detail it here. And that's all you have to do for this week. But it'll take a little while. Terms, a few questions. Okay? But I'll walk you through it. And this is just the first part 1 video, the introduction of what we're going to do. The next video is going to talk about Jim Crow and Brown versus the Board of Education. So tune in for that one as well. Adios. I don't know if I'm still recording. Am I still recording? I'm not still recording. I don't even know if this is still recording. I got nothing. We're going to find out. Okay. It is still recording, but it's got to go. So I will talk to you. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. I'll talk to you tomorrow or later. Watch the next video.